Okay, is any questions?
So for the stake,
I felt like the earlier picture just like really
Take the value, take the benefit, so whatever, 100,000.
like and it was just like we were just going
And
no.
discount them by 40 to 50%.
This is what
Like, this is we already.
Yep, and the line is just like, so.
Yeah, she got like
Did we got the numbers yet? What do we got? Net present value for the first one.
2198.
2198.
we did really good.
Second one?
2165.
2165. Yeah, still. Next one?
2690.
Yeah.
2690.
Yeah.
Okay. We have agreement generally? Anybody way out of whack?
That's 20,000.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't it 20,000?
2690.
Oh,
No, that's right, right?
it's 20,690. Yeah. This was $100,000. Okay. What about internal rate of return? First one? You guys get anybody?
63.4.
63%. Next one?
51%.
51%. And what?
30.
30%. Back row guys, you got the same? Okay. And for the benefit cost? What's the ratio for benefit cost for the first one?
2.47.
2.47. Okay. 3.79?
Yeah.
2.72? Okay, so tell me which investment is best. If we look at net present value, we can pretty much say investment C is the best. Now, if we look at benefit cost, now B is the best. And if we look at internal rate of return, we have A is the best. So how do we make a decision? This is what you quite often get. You do all these calculations. We've done this right. We know that we've discounted these at various rates according to, these figures would be something that you guys choose or your company chooses. How much return do you have to get back? How much risk is involved in the project? How long do you have to wait? What's possible inflation? Have you stripped it out? So these numbers you could play with a little bit. But we've got everything in the same year, which is what we need to do. So now we've got 3 different investment tools to tell us, to give us some information. Which one is best depends on what you're looking for. If you want to get a high rate of return, then 63%. But compare that with what you get in the end. You get $4,000. You make an investment of $1,500 and you get $4,000. So this might be the only option available to you for whatever reason. Or for example, B, this might be the only option because you don't have that much to invest. But ultimately, what we're concerned with, what we typically go with, is net present value. Why would that be? What am I maximizing? We're maximizing a different thing with each of these investment criteria. Why would I choose NPV? What am I maximizing? Pardon? Yeah, you're maximizing your return. Maximizing the return. So we're talking about the lump sum. The investment that's going to give you the most money is this one. You do have to invest a lot more. $12,000 is a lot more than $1,500 and $775, but the returns are going to be a lot more. The other thing is you have to wait a lot longer for those returns. But still, maximum net present value is, typically we want to maximize profit. If you wanted to maximize the ratio, the return on investment, or the amount for every dollar invested, then project B is the best. Why is that? The reason is because the investment is the lowest. So you're getting more return for every dollar you invested. So if somehow you were able to take $12,000 and invest it and increase the returns here, you might want to do that. But that's what this is telling you. Benefit cost favors investments with very low costs. So if that was something of concern, that you did not want to spend a lot for your investment, you might choose this particular type of investment. So it maximizes the ratio. With the last one, the difference here is that you've got a return in 2 years rather than 4 or 8 years. And so typically, if you're looking at internal rate of return, where you're calculating the growth of your investment, because you have the investment and the return, and so you're measuring that rate. You did not use 4% here, or age or 15. These were the values that were determined. You're measuring the rate of growth of that investment internally. So these tend to favor IRR, internal rate of return, or ROI, is going to give you the greatest bang for your buck with investments that turn around in a short time. And that's because time erodes the value. So you typically see projects that IRR will favor short time periods. Benefit cost ratio favors projects with low costs, and NPV favors projects with big returns. So if you're presented with these kind of numbers and you're asked to evaluate a project or an investment, then you need to know what the numbers mean. So somebody might say, oh, well, my investment has the greatest benefit cost return, but it's not going to maximize the profits or returns for your company or you. So, like, who cares, right? So you would want to do some sort of calculation where you could compare all these values. The other thing is, this is a tool. These are tools to help you make decisions. Nothing's ever written in stone. What happens if you could reduce the risk and have a lower interest rate? What happens if you could, if this became 10%, then the present value is going to be much higher on this. Okay? And the percentage erodes this value in the future. So can you change the risk structure? Can you change the timing of your costs? If you can push costs into the future, that's good. You always want to push your costs out as far as possible because they become less valuable. If you can increase the benefits in the present, you want to do that. So you keep in mind all these different things. The interest rate, what this is made of, the timing of the returns and the investments, and also the size of the investments. Can you increase or decrease this to change your return? So the last piece of the assignment on the performance assessment task is basically this. So I'm hoping that you have enough information. If you don't, just send me an email or whatever. And this pretty much concludes the video portion of this class and all my lecturing. So there you go. You guys are up next. So on Thursday, this thing will be in here. It'll be ready to go with the laptop and. Yep, you can just stick a USB in there, or yeah, that's probably the easiest.
These ready?